We've been out to Rush Hollow here on the north side of Maple Grove 3 times before. We were out here for Lennar, Holte, and David Weekley. I'll put links in the comments below if you want to check out those tours. But now we're back and we are on the north side in Rush Hollow North looking at MI Homes. And today we have their model, which is a 2-story, as well as a Rambler and 2 other 2-story plants to take a look at. The model is partially staged, whereas the others are not. So we may go through really quickly, but as we go through, I want to point out a few things that I would change. You know, like having sod right here, so I'm not walking through the mud. Just kidding. The sod will come. When you buy a home in Minnesota, it's very typical that you're gonna have to wait for your driveway and your irrigation and your sod. They'll do what's called an escrow for that. So this is gonna be the model. Typically they price their models a little higher, have all the bells and whistles, you know. And in this neighborhood, we're looking at prices starting at around $600,000, but the homes we're looking at today are on the high 700 side, so 775, 790 range. Now, if you were to come visit during the Parade of Homes or just out on the weekend, you'd find Jim sitting right here. Well, today is Jim's day off, so here I am touring the property. And check out these prestigious awards that he's won. He is the greatest of all time. And over here we have a map of the community. So this is the newest section, and they've actually been selling really quickly. It's a very popular development. There's gonna be 2 stories and Ramblers. We've got a number of floor plans to choose from, including 3 that are available immediately. We already saw the office. Now we'll come back this way into the main portion of the house. This is a very typical 2-story design where we have the side load stairs, and then we have the main living area here with the electric fireplace, windows overlooking the heavily sloped backyard. There's different lots available. This one does have the add-on bonus section back here for dining, the windows around, and then here's where your future deck would go. There's not one currently, so we got a nice little safety blocker there so you don't go and fall to their deaths. One of the cool features about this specific floor plan is this giant dining. So even if you didn't have that add-on space, you would have a patio door where Alex is currently standing, and you'd have all this area for a sit-in. So right now it's staged with 6 chairs, so you can comfortably. We also have additional storage here within the island. And over here, I really like that they added a Ethernet cable, and then we've got the USB spots here. So this could be like your charging station, or if you had a Ring security system, you could just put that right there. It's a really good spot too for a coffee maker. Yeah, just a very useful space overall. We do have the stainless steel package. I think by now that's pretty much standard. With MI Homes, a really nice cabinetry. You do get to make all the selections along the way. So if you don't buy one of their quick move-in homes, you could go in and say, I want white cabinets, I want painted, stained, you name it, they'll do it for you. Now, if this wasn't there, we'd have a window, so your sink would overlook that. But this is a really nice option that a lot of people are gonna choose. And then headed back towards the garage here, closet here, and then the half bath over on that right-hand side. They have it staged with a little bench here. It's a nice use of the area. Then we got the security system built in. So we'll head on upstairs and check out the bedrooms. The lower level is not finished, so we're gonna skip over that because we have a lot of floor plans to look at today. So we get to the top of the stairs, we have a choice. Well, let's go left. Here we'll have a full bathroom. The first of the bedrooms. Again, it's not staged, so it's a space. It's a bedroom. We've seen a lot of bedrooms. Over here we've got another bedroom, but this one has a closet with a window in it. They are doing individualized returns in this house. So you'll see we have a vent up here. So now some of the builders are gonna do what's called centralized returns. So at every door frame, you're gonna see a vent like that. And what happens is that sound and smells can pass through that. And then typically you have a larger vent in a central location, hence being centralized. That can sometimes be a little bit noisier. So I'm glad that they have the individualized returns here. Washer and dryer not included. We do have the electrical hookup. If you wanted to, you could do gas, but that would just be an option. Moving onwards, we have another bedroom here, a storage space. It's quite large actually. And then here is the primary bedroom. Primary bedroom setup where we've got, your bed would go here, you can put a dresser if you wanted to, and a spot for, if you want to do a TV, you can do that. Connected bathroom. So this one's gonna do just the shower. Of course, there's options. If you wanted to have a soaking tub, wanted to do things a little different, by all means. And then we have a reach-in closet here. A lot of storage space. We've got the double vanities, the full-length mirror, electrical on either side, and then I'm pushing you back into your walk-in closet. So we have this little placard here, and it points out something that's rather interesting with new construction. A lot of the builders are going to have an affiliated lender, or they'll have a rate buy-down program. And so what they're illustrating is that you can get a lower payment or possibly afford more home when you're looking at new construction, just because of the rate difference. And so I think that's something that's really important to look into. You may be able to get a little bit more bang for your buck. I am not a licensed loan officer, so I cannot answer any questions about this, but I definitely have found that buyers we've worked with in the past that have used the affiliated lender have oftentimes been able to take advantage of phenomenal deals that other lenders aren't able to match. So it's at least worth a conversation. But on that note, let's continue onwards. We've got 3 more homes to tour. I, of course, am a big fan of ramblers, so hopefully this one does not disappoint. They saved a little bit of money on the driveway. They just went with the rock here instead. Just kidding, it's just the base layer for the driveway. They'll come back and do the asphalt later. Now here we have the board and batten, and then some shaker siding. Very nice front facade. All right, so we are starting off correctly. A lot of times in these ramblers, you're gonna have one of those flex office on the right. It's just open. And if you're messy like me, that's difficult because I don't want a bunch of people coming in by a front door. That's the first impression. So here we actually have 2 bedrooms with closets that could be used as an office or used as a bedroom, flanking a full-size bathroom here. This tub and shower combo. This front one, obviously we have a nice window. We've got a closet here that, if you're using it as office, just put some clutter back there. If it's a guest bedroom, it's nice to have. And then over here, the closet just shifts to being on this side. Could be used for an office or a bedroom. So I think this is a really good use of the space. And then headed back this way, if you were to come from the garage, you come in right here. One thing I might change is adding in a boot bench right here. That'd be nice to be able to just come in and sit down and take your shoes off. But we do have ample storage there in the closet. And then headed into the main area here. Got the electric fireplace. We've got it set up so you can put your TV here and then run your cables down there. Would like to see maybe some more built-ins, would be cool, but a very functional layout tied into the kitchen. Got a very nice size island. You can pull stools right up to there. Got the white cabinets, soft close. Ooh, that one bounced back. Burner, we got the hood that vents outside. The cabinet and the island is actually a darker tone, so we have a little bit of a contrast there. And then here's where the dining space would be, future deck again, but a very large slider. And when you're entertaining right here, I think it's important that you can't just see into the bedroom or if you're coming from the front door. And that is the case with this layout. So we have this kind of bump out area, and that's going to provide some separation, some privacy for the bedroom. But before we go in there, we've got a laundry room on the left-hand side. And this one does have some cabinets. We've got the built-in sink. Your washer and your dryer would go. You could add some built-ins above in the future if you wanted to. We've got French doors leading here into the primary. One thing that I've noticed with these floor plans in general that I would change, I'm a big advocate for ceiling fans. I just like that air movement. And so I would add that in, but I would actually want to do 2 switches, one for the fan and one for the light. Here we have it set up where it's just one. Obviously, the electrician can come in and change that after the fact, but I like having it separate. I don't like having that remote. I feel like it just gets lost. So one minor thing that I would do different there if I were to build this home from the ground up. As we come into the primary bathroom, shower over here, double vanity, toilet room with the pocket door, and then back here through to the primary closet. Good use of space here. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I love ramblers. You know I love new construction in the Twin Cities. So if you ever have any questions about the whole process, if you're in the market or not, just give me a call anytime. My number is 612-702-7687. If you haven't heard it yet before, I'll say it again, no worries. So down here at the bottom of the stairs, we have a little storage space / mechanicals on the left-hand side. Very efficient. It actually goes back this way as well for more storage. This is where all the low voltage comes together. They did a really good job with that. And then we have our main entertainment area. But first, let's check out this bedroom. This would most likely be a guest bedroom or an office. Check out the size of this walk-in closet. Pretty big for an extra bedroom. And of course, we have the bathroom servicing the lower level. There's a 3/4, so we've got the shower. It's just a big, nice open space. I would kind of like to see maybe like a bar over here and then some seating right here. I think there's just a lot of possibilities. I love that it's a walkout. For me, that's a must-have. We've got additional storage underneath the stairs as well. And then what's behind this mystery door? More storage, so just linens and things. You can put like board games, what have you. But then we have this whole extra space back here. This is where I think I have an opportunity where they could have done a gym or something, or maybe that's something a future owner could add. I mean, this is a very big space. It goes back and around. Gym or a feeder or a workshop area. There's a lot of possibilities down here. This is a very functional rambler. We've got 3 bedrooms upstairs, that could be used as offices if necessary. We've got 1 on the lower level. A lot of times you're gonna see like 2 or 3 on the lower level, and I just don't see the point. A lot of times you'll have like egress windows, and they're not as desirable to be used as bedrooms. Whereas this, I think, like if you had either of those, they're perfectly fine. And then it just leaves this big open area for entertainment, which is perfect. And there's so much light coming through all the large windows. But enough of this plant, let's go check out the other 2 stories. All right, well, we have 2 more 2-story homes to go. And don't stop now, because there's some unique features that I think that you'll really like. Now, if I were to build in this neighborhood, I'd really be looking at these lots right here. They're wooded, and they're very private. It's the back part of the community. I think they're just a really good opportunity, so. All right, well, here we are at the next 2-story. When we come in, we have this interesting open space. This could be used as like a formal dining or perhaps a piano room. You could play music for the people upstairs because it's lofted right here. This one does have a finished basement, so we'll check that out later. On my left, we've got a half bath for your guest. There's no bedroom there, so there's no need to have a shower or a tub. We've got a nice fireplace here. This time they went with gas. I'm a fan of gas, so I like that. Again, we have the tech tube leading down to the corner here. No windows flanking either side. Lots of natural light with our nice white vinyl windows. Here's where your informal dining space would be, as indicated by this chandelier that will take your head off if you're not paying attention while doing home tours. Again, we have that nice bonus space back here. Tons of natural light, perfect for cats for sunning themselves, or small dogs, or people alike. Here we have a smaller island. We still do have the drawers and the built-in cabinetry. Got that same sink set up. Very nice cabinets. These are a little lighter than we saw in the model home. Here we've got the range where it's got the contrasting color. I like when they do this either in wood or different colors like this versus the stainless. I just think it looks a little nicer. This is going to be the GE profile line of appliances. So we got the oven and the convection oven. The refrigerator should be unused. And pantry is actually over here, so kind of flipped. The garage is going to be back this way. And so a little bit different from the other 2-story that we looked at in the beginning. That one had a bathroom over this way. So with this, if you're coming in, you're going to have like a little area I would put a bench here. Then we've got our closet space on the right, and then a nice little key drop, and then they've got Ethernet as well as the USB charging there. Good feature to have. And there isn't any cabinets on this side because we've got this really interesting step up into what I would say is like a study area. I imagine you would put your desk right here, and then this is kind of an area that's a little bit quieter, more secluded, less distractions. That way the parents can keep an eye on the student while they're learning. But come on upstairs, we'll check out the bedrooms. And right away here at the top of the stairs, you can see the chandelier because down there is the entrance. All right, so then on the left-hand side is going to be this bedroom, pretty good size with a walk-in closet, a window in it as well. And then across the hall, another bedroom, as well as the bathroom. What's interesting about this bathroom though is that it's connected. We're technically not in that bedroom yet. We've got this space, so that's separate. So it's almost like a Jack and Jill, but it's not because we're coming through here and then separated again with the pocket door, double vanities. But on this side, we are actually in the bedroom. So that door leads right in here, whereas the other door leads to a little hallway. Kind of a little bit different. It's a decent sized bedroom. And then we've now come all the way around. We've got the laundry over here. This is kind of providing some separation. So we have like the secondary bedrooms are all kind of that way. And then in the back corner, as typical, we have the primary suite. This is actually configured where your bed would go this way. We have windows on either side, and then a corner window there for additional light. And then headed back through here, we have the archway, the walkway to a separate closet. So we have, a smaller closet here on the left-hand side, and a larger walk-in closet on the right-hand side. And then the door is going to separate the primary bathroom. Again, dual vanities and no soaking tub, so we just have a shower. Let's head on downstairs and we will check out that lower level. When we conclude this tour, I'll be really curious to know, for the viewers, what has been your favorite two-story, or are you just Team Rambler and the Rambler all the way? All of these two-stories are slightly different. They're all going to have 4 bedrooms upstairs. They all have something a little bit unique, including the one we're going to go see next. So stay tuned. All right, wow, we got a lookout basement. So not a walkout, but this is going to be that bumped out space from the bonus area above. And then we've got the mechanicals back here. That seems logical. By golly, I bet you we've got another bedroom. And sure enough, look at the size of this closet. Almost feel like you could have had more bedroom and less closet. But on this side, we've got the bathroom, just be the single vanity and a shower. In case you have a guest down here. And then it looks like a storage area. So, and would you look at that, you can sneak through. Oh boy, think skinny thoughts. There we go, we're now back over where the mechanical was. So, got our low voltage, our gas, the air exchanger, the water heater. They've got a battery backup in place for the sump pump. Pretty standard issue stuff here, but looks all very nice and clean. Well, welcome to the last tour of the day. I'll let you take your shoes off, but come on in. Now with this home, we have the formal dining right here, very clearly defined. We've got a chandelier and everything. And then we head this way. We have this kind of pass-through area with a closet, this pantry. I really would have liked to see some built-ins here. Hopefully that's an option, but this could be a really cool like butler pass-through area. They clearly have the space for it. As we come into the kitchen, we've got the USB charging over there. And this time the Ethernet cable is over here. So you have that stainless. I'm really curious, do you guys agree with me? Does the wood not look better? But we do have great cabinets throughout this property. We've got the larger island in this one. If you recall back to that last one, a little bit small. And then over here we have the informal dining. Thankfully that chandelier was higher, otherwise it would have took my head right off. Here's the 3-season porch, but since the layout is configured differently, instead of having the sink this is kind of more of a sitting area, which is nice. Add your deck on over there. With this one, the fireplace is off on the side, and so we actually have two different spots. It's like set up for a TV here, but then the tech tube must run all the way over to here, which is interesting because there's a big window there. So I don't know if they went up and over, but hopefully they left the cable in there to pull that. So you would have a console over here, which is where like your cable box and all those things would go, and then route upstairs. But with this layout, we actually have a main level bedroom. We could use it as an office as well. We have a walk-in closet, a little bit smaller than the other ones that we've seen. But if you had somebody that had accessibility needs, they could certainly use this space. And of course, the door frame isn't very wide, nor is this space, so definitely wouldn't be wheelchair accessible. I don't know if they have an option to make that wider, but something to think about if you had someone in that position. Here we have just a linen closet and then full bathrooms. So we've got the tub there with a shower and everything. The similar, study area, this time they actually did the built-ins, and it's carpeted. I kind of like the carpet, to be honest. Feels like a little bit less of a trip hazard. Then we got some outlets there, charge your devices. Got the rail. All right, so the secondary bedrooms all on the left-hand side. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go right this time. We're gonna head right on into the primary bedroom. Here's where your bed's gonna go. We got Ethernet port there, and then we have another spot over here. So the TV, it's kind of nice. And the primary bathroom, we have some separation here between the vanities, but there's a window there. We have a shower, and then we got the door meets door situation going on here, where if you were using the space, someone came in, and then here's our linen spot and the primary closet. Just the one closet this time. If you recall, the last one had two. We're kind of seeing a trend towards more lighter colors now, the whites and the taupes and stuff. We have kind of a gray. It's a little softer gray than the previous one, but gray is on its way out. Again, here's a nice laundry room. It's upstairs. You don't have to worry about hauling everything down. There's a sink right there. Another bedroom. Another full-size bathroom. And then we have two bedrooms back here. And I betcha we'll have a Jack and Jill. Sure enough, we do. Similar situation here, door, we trap them in, but we do have a pocket door there, so that kind of makes sense given the space that we're working with. And yet, and again, another window outside there. So interesting with the mirrors being split and everything. Of course, you're going to be going and showering in there, so you're probably going to end up putting window treatment in that spot. But there you go. It looks cool from the outside for sure. The outside of this was probably one of the most impressive that we've seen. I like what they did with the white and the black. Anyways, check out the size of this walk-in closet. Pretty nice. All right, so that wraps it up. This one was priced at $799,900, so essentially $800,000 with the unfinished basement. Let me know which one you think was the best value. Which one would you pick? And if you were to build, what changes would you make to these floor plans? Until next time, I'm Brandon. Take care.